Cats are well known to be solo adventurers. It often feels like they don't need us at all. But as much as that might seem to be the case, the truth is domestic cats can form extremely tight bonds with you. How tight? So tight that they basically see you as a mother. Don't get me wrong, they know you're not their biological mother. You're not quite furry enough, but they certainly see you as a parental figure, given that you provide them with security, nourishment, and affection. But how can you tell if your cat sees you as their mom? Don't worry, I'm going to tell you the signs. A motherly bond. But before I do, to truly understand the signs, we'll be chatting about how kittens form bonds with their birth mothers, because that knowledge will be vital in truly getting how cats think and why they express their bond with you the way they do. Crucially, kittens rely on their mothers for everything from food to grooming to protection to warmth, just like we humans do with our mothers. From the second they're born, kittens heavily rely on their moms for survival. This is true for humans as well, of course, but it is extra true for cats as they're born in a vulnerable state, blind, deaf, and totally helpless. They are highly dependent on their mothers. In the early weeks of a cat's life, their mother plays a vital role in their survival, keeping them warm, protecting them, and grooming them. The harsh, awful truth is that without this endless support from their mothers, most young cats sadly would not survive. During this vulnerable stage of their lives, kittens are also incapable of bathing themselves, mainly because they don't know how to do it yet, so they need their mothers to do it for them. Not just to keep them clean, but so they can learn how to keep themselves clean in the future. But it's not just for hygiene, it's also a bonding exercise. When a mother licks their kitten, they're not just getting all that grub from the outside world. They are marking their kitten with their own scent to reinforce the connection between them. This scent-based imprinting helps kittens feel safe and secure. It's interesting because it may sound odd, but if you think about it, it's not too dissimilar to how familiar smells can make us humans feel comfy. Maybe the smell of your mom's home means something to you. It's a far more powerful sense than we silly humans give it credit for. Cats are kind of onto something. Once a cat is around 4 weeks old, things change. It's time to start exploring their environment with some of their own agency. And they'll need a mentor. And who better to help you as you stumble out into the big wide world for the first time than your mom? How do cats know how to learn a litter box? They instinctively learn by watching their mom. They learn an abundance of important social behaviors from their mother, including how to defend themselves, how to interact with other cats, and how to hunt. Ever wonder how kittens know to use a litter box? It's all thanks to mom. You've possibly noticed that mother cats can seem to be a little bit rough with their own kittens, swatting at them or maybe even pinning them down. No need to panic, this isn't aggression, it's actual discipline. She's teaching them limits and how to properly behave with other cats. Almost everything the mother cat does is a teaching moment, raising her kittens to be the best grown-up cats they can be. As early as 8 weeks old, though sometimes after as much as 12, kittens are totally weaned off and ready to head off into the scary world as a fully independent cat. But those early weeks of bonding mean everything. Sure, they might be physically capable, but they might still seek out comfort and security from the mother, often snuggling with them and taking part in grooming sessions. So what happens when they're separated from their mom? Because that is one heck of a tight and important bond. Do the kittens miss their moms when they leave, or are they happy to fly the nest? Well, the answer is both yes and no. Naturally, at first, kittens do feel a degree of separation anxiety. That's to be expected. They might seem restless at first, possibly meowing constantly as they slink around trying to find their mom. But because cats are naturally independent creatures, within just a few days, they adjust to their new status quo. Now, I'm not saying cats don't have emotions or bonds. Of course they do. But they don't retain any kind of sentiment attachment in the same way humans do. Once they formed a brand new bond with either a new cat or perhaps a human guardian, it's not that they replace their mothers in their minds, because they never really miss their moms in the emotional sense we might. But those early weeks with their moms still meant so much to them that it will inform much of their behavior when it comes to how they treat whoever it is that's swooped in to take the place of their mom. And that might just be you. Signs they now see you as their mom. The societal and familial structures within the cat world are highly different to the human ones. In fact, they're even different to the ones within other animal groups such as dogs. On this channel, I mentioned Dr. John Bradshaw a lot, a renowned anthrozoologist who stated in his book Cat Sense that while dogs differentiate their human owners from their own species, our cats actually see us more as one of them. Now, they don't see us as a cat exactly, they do see us as a member of their litter. Your cats will never mistake you for another cat. Sure, they can be stupid, but they're not quite that stupid. You're far too tall and covered in silly clothes. But they have a habit of showing kitten-like behaviors when around their humans, almost regressing in a way, which many experts consider to be a sign that they see you as a parent. As mentioned, with their mom now gone, lots of the habits they developed with her might fall to you. Lots of your cat's behavior around you is thought to stem from their early life experiences with their mother, including Sign 1. Kneading. We're all familiar with kneading, when cats gently press against soft surfaces with their adorable paws like they're kneading dough or making biscuits. Well, if they see you as their mom, they will do this to you. Why? Well, it's actually a throwback to when they were a kitten, as this was something that they did during their kittenhood when nursing from their mother. This motion, pressing down on their mother's stomach, helps stimulate milk flow, so it remains a soothing behavior for your cats well into their adulthood. Sign 2. Purring. You know when your cat purrs? That's not random. They're not just making random noises for the sake of it. Like most aspects of a cat's behavior, it means something. Purring can actually be quite the bonding mechanism, something kittens used to do while nursing as a way to make clear to their mothers that they feel content. So when your cat is purring at you, they're essentially saying, "I feel as safe around you as I did around my mom." Isn't that special? While you'll never fully replace their birth mother, it's wonderful that you can come to mean almost as much as one. Sign 3. Nuzzling and Headbutting. From gently nuzzling themselves into you to forcefully headbutting you, an act we've discussed before, one known as bunting, cats sure do love rubbing their heads into us as a way to make clear they love us. As I've talked about before on this channel, a cat's face is rife with scent glands. So, nuzzle and headbutting is a way of spreading the smell from their facial scent glands onto you. That's basically them marking you as part of their territory, something they would also do to their mother and other members of their litter. Sign 4. Bringing you gifts. We've all been there. You just finished cleaning your house and then, suddenly, bam, your adorable little cat drops a dead animal on the floor, ruining the atmosphere entirely. But don't freak out just yet, because it's kind of a good thing. Which is weird, because if they were humans, it definitely wouldn't be socially acceptable to walk into a room and slam a dead body on the floor. To cats, this is a lovely thing to do for you. Their mothers teach them how to hunt, encouraging them to bring prey home to share with the whole litter. So when your cat brings a dead animal to you, in their tiny fluffy little heads, they're doing something they would have done for their mom, presenting her with dinner. So it's actually super sweet that they do it for you, because it's essentially the same as a toddler bringing their mom breakfast in bed on Mother's Day, if breakfast for mothers was mice on toast. Sign 5. Grooming You. If your cat licks you, it's essentially their way of running you a bath. Don't be offended, they're not telling you that you stink and need a wash. But amongst kittens and mothers, grooming one another is a common bonding tactic. So if your cat licks you, they're engaging in the same sort of grooming behavior that they would have done with their mom. Yet another example of cats treating you in a way they treated their birth mother. Sign 6. Following you everywhere. If you have a toddler at home, you know they are big fans of following their mothers around as if they're glued to their hip, constantly following them around the house saying, "Mommy, mommy, mommy," demanding their attention. Poor parents, especially moms, barely get a millisecond of time off when raising a toddler. Well, your cat may well be the same, slinking around the house, following you everywhere you go like they're your shadow. There's several reasons why they might do this. Maybe you've got a bit of food on the back of your sweater that they're trying to get their teeth into. One of the most common is that, as kittens naturally follow their mothers around, seeking protections and guidance. Now their mother isn't around, so they're seeking those things from you instead. Another of the common reasons is that, in lieu of their birth mom, they see you as a source of both leadership and security, just like how we all think of our mothers. Sign 7. Sleeping on or near you. Being willing to share a bed with you is a huge sign of comfort. I've even made whole videos just about the various poses cats might sleep in when they crawl into your bed. But why would they get into that bed, period? Well, it's not because they don't like you. Nobody willingly shares a bed with someone that they dislike. Often, when a cat crawls into your bed, it's because they want to sleep in close contact with you, as a way of replicating the safety and warmth they had when sleeping with their birth mothers. Sign 8. Meowing as a form of communication. I've said it in a prior video, but I simply have to say it again because it's a fact I love so much. Cats don't naturally meow. That is a form of communication they have learned in order to manipulate and influence you, because it's their attempt to make an impression of a human baby crying. I mean, I can't decide if that's genius or evil. That means that meowing is an act unique to domesticated cats and not something wild cats do. A fact that is, in and of itself, quite wild. One of the few ways a young domestic cat might meow outside of the context of trying to communicate with a human is when trying to get their mother's attention, suggesting that they definitely see you in a similar role. Sign 9. Seeking comfort when afraid. As I mentioned earlier, in the first few weeks of a kitten's life, they're highly vulnerable and need the protection they provide. When they feel unsafe, they return to their mothers and seek the guardianship she offers. So, in their new sans mother life, they need to source that protection from somewhere else. If you find your cat has a habit of looking at you when they're scared, it makes it very clear they consider you a source of security. And what bigger sign that they see you as a mom is there than that? And this can take other forms beyond just looking to you when scared. A classic example would be seeking physical contact from you when they feel anxious. As a kitten, your cat would use snuggle time with mom as a way to soothe them. So as a fully grown cat, in moments of stress and fear, they might resort to childlike habits. But with no mom around, they turn to you for those comforting cuddles instead. Sign 10. Allowing you to touch their belly. There's no greater sign that your cat feels comfortable around you than exposing their bellies to you. It's a highly sensitive part of their body, and when sleeping in the wild, they would be highly protective of their bellies and be sure to sleep in such a position as to protect their stomachs from harm. So to be so casual in exposing it to you is a real sign that they see you as no threat, that they see you as someone who is safe, and who offers more safety than their mothers. On a very literal level, they are revealing their greatest weakness to you, knowing that nothing bad will come of it. It is the ultimate trust sign, and one that plays a vital role in a traditional mother-kitten bond. Before you swooped in and replaced their mom. Sign 11. Slow blinking. I've talked about slow blinking a lot on this channel, and that's because it's a major component of cat communication. It's almost as integral to the way cats communicate as talking is to us. For those who have not had the chance to watch those other videos, a quick catch-up before we move on. When cats blink slowly, it's sort of their way of kissing. In fact, some cat parents offer their cats a slow blink in return. And if you're looking to strengthen your bond with your cat or cats, we recommend you do the same. But what do these little kisses have to do with the possibility that they think you're their mom? Well, slow blinking is a common communication tool between kittens and their mothers. Your cats literally do so many things with you that they do with their mothers. I'm starting to think they don't just think of you as a mom, but have basically replaced their birth mother with you without a care in the world. How to strengthen that bond. So, those are 11 signs that your cat might see you as a mom. But the thing about relationships is that they require work. They don't just magically happen. Both parties need to put in effort to ensure the relationship remains stable and strong. That includes your relationship with your mother and your cat. So your cat sees you as something of a mother figure, but that could fade if you don't put in the effort to keep it alive and fresh. And there are some easy ways to do that. It's that time again. It's a list within a list. Tip number 1. Respond to their meows. As I mentioned earlier, adult cats don't meow at one another. Kittens meow at their moms, and adult cats meow at you. It's a special vocalization they reserve for those they deem their guardians. One great way to deepen that bond even more is to, as crazy as it sounds, meow right back. Meet them on their level and communicate with them in their chosen method. It will mean a lot, reinforce your connection, and help them to feel understood. Tip number 2, maintaining a routine. Cats thrive on consistency. They love a routine, but can't exactly enforce one on themselves. Not until they develop opposable thumbs in order to fill their own bowls up with food, that is. As kittens, their mother brought a degree of routine in their lives, but with her gone, that task falls to you. If you're able to stick to a pretty consistent schedule, not only will your cat's emotional and mental health benefit as a direct result, it will really remind them of all their mom offered them, continuing to enforce the idea that you're a great new stepmom. Tip number 3, interactive play. I've talked a lot on this channel about the importance of play when it comes to bonding with your cat. But if you're really looking to dial up your dynamic with them, to really deepen the idea they can trust you as much as they trusted their mother, the best kind of play to go for is the kind that stimulates their natural instincts. The type of play that reminds them of hunting, especially if they're an indoor cat, because they're not getting that anywhere else. In short, you're going to want to buy a lot of laser pens. Tip number 4, respect their space. When you were a teenager, what was the number one thing that made your bond with your mom stronger? It was if she respected your space. Sure, you loved her. Sure, she meant the world to you. But we all need a splash of independence here and there, and knowing you could hide away in your room and listen to emo music now and then means the world. Your cat is much the same. Respect their space. Allow them to be alone when they want to be, and it will only strengthen the idea that you're a good mom. If you want even more tips on how to win your cat's love forever, you're going to want to watch this next video.